So hello everyone, in this video we'll do the daily current affairs analysis of 17th February 2022. So the first topic which we'll discuss is the anti-dumping duty. So the objective of the anti-dumping duty, the imposition of anti-dumping duties is a response to the situation created by the dumping of products and the resulting trade distortion. It's a levy imposed by a domestic government on foreign imports that it deems are priced below fair market value. The World Trade Organization allows anti-dumping measures to be used as a tool for fair competition. Countervailing duties are not the same as the anti-dumping duties. Countervailing duty is a customs duty on goods that have received government subsidies in the originating or exporting country, whereas ADD is a customs duty on goods that have received government subsidies in the originating or exporting country. So sunset review. Through a sunset or expiry review examination, it can be prolonged for another 5 years. A sunset review, also known as an expiry review, assesses the need for a program or agency to continue to operate. It provides for an evaluation of the program's or agency's effectiveness and performance. A review of this nature can be initiated on its own or in response to a properly documented request from or on behalf of the domestic industry. Source of this news is The Hindu. So the second topic in news is about anti-apartheid movement of South Africa. So what is the apartheid policy? The European commerce firms occupied South Africa in the 17th and 18th century. As a result, apartheid was the label given to a system of racial oppression enforced by white European rulers on South Africa. So apartheid policies included a system of apartheid segregated people and labeled them according to their skin color. Non-whites had no voting privileges. Non-whites were considered as second-class citizens by the white overlords. Non-whites were denied the right to vote. Apartheid system was particularly repressive for black people. They were not allowed to live in white regions. They were only allowed to labor in white zones if they got permission. Trains, buses, taxis, hotels, hospitals, schools and colleges, libraries, cinema halls, theaters, beaches, swimming pools, and public restrooms were all segregated. They were not allowed to go to the churches where white people worshipped. So India had a significant role to play in the abolition of apartheid system. Soon after taking power, Nehru proclaimed that India's strategy would be to abolish colonialism in Asia, Africa and abroad, as well as racial equality and the elimination of one nation's dominance or exploitation by another. So Gandhi's political actions were mostly focused on the Indian population, notwithstanding his deep esteem and sympathy for Africans. The role of Indian diaspora. During World War II, the relationship between India's and South Africa's national movements grew even deeper. They recognized that their fate was tied to that of the African majority, and they increasingly participated in combined campaigns against racial laws, thanks to the encouragement of the Indian national movement. In important international organizations, India had spoken out against apartheid. India was a co-sponsor of the 1962 United Nations General Assembly resolution encouraging other countries to impose sanctions on South Africa and establish the Special Committee against Apartheid. Source of this news is The Hindu. So next topic in news is what is G-SEC? So what are government securities? A government security, G-SEC, is a tradable instrument issued by the federal government or individual states. It recognizes the government's financial commitments. Short-term securities, treasury bills with original maturities of less than 1 year, and long-term securities, government bonds or dated securities with original maturities of 1 year or more are examples. Treasury bills and bonds, often known as dated securities, are both issued by the federal government. State governments only issue state development loans, which are bonds or dated securities. So what causes G-SECs to be so volatile? In the secondary markets, GSEC prices changes a lot. Factors that influence their prices include the securities supply and demand, interest rate changes in the economy, as well as other macroeconomic elements like liquidity and inflation. Changes in repo rates, cash reserve ratio, and open market operations are examples of RBI policy activities. Source of this news is The Hindu. So the next topic in news is about the greater one-horned rhino. So the greater one-horned rhino is one of the 5 rhino species. The other 4 are as follows. The black rhino is the smaller of the 2 African rhino species. White rhino, using the in vitro fertilization IVF procedure, researchers have generated an embryo of a northern white rhino. The IUCN Red List classifies the Javan rhino as critically endangered. Greater one-horned Rhinoceros unicornis, Javan, and Sumatran rhinos are the 3 species found in Asia. In India, only the great one-horned rhino is found. It is the largest rhino species and is also known as the Indian rhino. A single black horn and a grey-brown hide with skin creases distinguish it. So habitat, they mostly graze and their diet consists nearly completely of grass as well as leaves, shrubs and tree branches, fruit and aquatic plants. Rhinos are mostly found in Assam, West Bengal and Uttar Pradesh in India. Pabi Tora Wildlife Reserve, Rajiv Gandhi Orang National Park, Kaziranga National Park and Manas National Park in Assam are home to an estimated 2,640 rhinos. The Kaziranga National Park and Tiger Reserve has about 2,400 of them. So status of protection: vulnerable on the IUCN Red List, Cites Appendix 1, and also on the Schedule 1 of the Wildlife Protection Act of 1972. So the source of this news is The Hindu. So thanks a lot for watching the analysis video. Have a nice day.